Hello and welcome to Cat Grand Reviews, where there's always a cat in the background. So today we're going to look at some Move controllers. The main interest here is the one on the left. It is a prototype Move controller. It's quite early in its life. You'll see a lot of differences, and I will point those out to you now. First off is the most obvious difference. This one's got a bigger ball. I'm just kidding, they're exactly the same. Our first obvious difference is in the move button in the middle there. This one's clear and translucent. It's quite soothing. It's also got a nice little line. It's pretty cool. This one on the other hand is not translucent, it's just black. And it's just got a check mark because, you know, just do it. Alright, the second difference you'll see is buttons on the face. This one's just got indentations for the markings, whereas this one does not have indentations, but instead a nice colorful printed pattern. You'll see the floral etchings right there. It's quite beautiful. Another difference we have is the PlayStation button. As you can see, this one again is molded into the button, whereas this one is not, but it is printed on instead. Wonder what's different here. Same thing again on the side button here. This one's etched in and this one's just printed on. A major difference on the trigger here. This one's quite curved. This one is not curved at all. Here's an obvious difference right here. We have serial number and, well, obvious sticker there, and regular retail stuff there. They both interestingly have the reset buttons. Never had to push the one on this one. This one I've had to push quite a bit. Okay, well that's about the main differences as far as actual buttons and stuff go. Let's move on to the fit and finish here. Obviously the prototype one is a much more unfinished quality. Spinning on my camera. Gaps are much larger on the prototype, as you can see here. The LED actually is also brighter, not brighter but bigger on the prototype. Let's see if I can sort of, kinda, there goes my PlayStation, sorry. It doesn't really look bigger as far as LED. No, the LED looks about the same. This one actually does look slightly bigger to me. But yeah, the crease is definitely the biggest difference here. As you can see, it's a running theme along the entire seam. Actually, this one actually has a bevel on it, and this one doesn't have the bevel. It's just the large seam from the casing. So that's interesting. Here's an obvious difference. This is the retail one. As you can see, it's got, you know, whatever the Move accessory port, whatever you want to call that is. And this one's got whatever the fuck that is. Don't know. It's an interesting one. So, oh, and actually, this one's got metal contacts in there, and that does not at all. So this is all integrated into this plug, I guess, which is interesting. Apparently there are some accessories available for this thing in obviously extremely limited quantities. So I'm not going to have any of those to test, but it's cool to know that they're at least out there. Okay, now on to one of the differences I like the most, actually, in the prototype. So, as you can see, we have a flat spot here on this one, and a round spot on this one. Now, why do I like having a flat spot? Well, obviously they had to redesign the trigger to not stick out, or the trigger couldn't stick out so much in the earlier one, so they were able to flesh it out in the final one. But the advantage here is, oh my god, it just sits there. It doesn't roll around. Whereas here, nope, it's not gonna sit there. Not all nicely like this one. It's got to sit there on its stick or its trigger. That's really what it ends up propping on, which just isn't quite so nice. I know that's kind of a minor bitch, but whatever. Let me have it. Yeah, no, I like that about this one. You know, you can just set it down and it stays there. This one, no, it does not. Okay, so I guess the only other thing to talk about is compatibility. So I've tried this on a PlayStation 4. It crashes every single time I try and do that. It connects, and as soon as it wants you to put it up to the camera to, I don't know, put it in the fucking outline or whatever, it just turns off, and it will not turn on again. I thought I broke it the first time. It wouldn't charge, it wouldn't turn on, it wouldn't do nothing. Turns out there's a little reset button in there. I actually took it all apart. Not all apart, but I took the friggin' back off and everything, and then I realized once the back was off, there's a button in there. And it's one of those reset buttons, so I pushed it, and lo and behold, it friggin' turned on again. I noticed it is also on the retail controller. If I turn around, it's also on the retail controller. There's a little button there. It does push in. I've never had to use it, so I don't know if it's functional or if it's, you know, still there for, you know, in case it crashes or whatever. But this one, it's really useful. You actually need that button. Okay, so yeah, the PlayStation 4 is out of the question. I can't seem to get that to work. PlayStation 3 seems to work just fine. I can pair it. You know, I can use the menu or the buttons in the menu and all that, and it seems to work just fine. The ball on mine doesn't work, unfortunately, so I'm gonna have to do something about that eventually. But for now, it is a really cool shelf piece. It's a nice addition to the collection because you don't see them very often. I don't think I've seen actually any of them before this one. I know they're out there, but they're just really not common to find for sale. So anyway, I thought I'd give you a quick look at that. Thank you for watching my shitty video, and we'll see you next time.